take your hobby to the next level with a quality racing rig that works great with a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PC. GT Omega Racing Simulator is compatible with a wide range of steering wheels including Logitech, Fanatec, Thrustmaster, and more. The GT Omega is available now worldwide by going to www.gtomegaracing.com.
Good afternoon and welcome to ARL TV. I'm Alex Simpson and we'll be putting on the Road to Pro Grand Prix Series Round 5 from Road America very shortly. Guys are just getting into the server. We'll be loading in very shortly. I will be joined in a bit by Andrew Woodhouse as Dean Prescott's doing a race this week. But for now, pass it over to the guys at Forza Azura Racing and Daniel Lopez for this week's track guide.
Hello and welcome to Forza Azura Track Guides. Today we are going to Road America, a beautiful track located just outside the Elkhart Lake in Wisconsin. The track was opened as early as 1955, which makes it one of the oldest road racing tracks in North America. The track usually provides great racing and plenty of overtaking opportunities, as there are 3 long straights and plenty of slow corners, which require maximum braking performance. Setup-wise, the track requires similar downforce levels to Spa. Mechanically, the car should be set up to allow maximum acceleration capability. There's only one exception, and that's carousel, which is taking at 4th and 5th gear, just almost flat out. It leads to the long back straight, so it's very important to have a good balance at higher speed as well. With us for today's episode is our driver Daniel Lopez. Hello Daniel.
Hello.
You've said you like this track. Could you tell us why?
Well, I think it's more about the fact that I've always been fast here, but I also like the circuit gives you very good chances of overtaking, and with those hard braking corners you also need to be very precise and take a good line, so it's a very challenging track.
And what are the things to keep in mind to be fast here?
Practicing a lot to find the correct braking point and line through the corners, which is very important here, and also the setup to maximize mechanical grip out of the slow corners is also very important to be fast here.
And now the lap by Daniel Lopez.
Hello, I'm Daniel Lopez and I take you around a lap in Road America. Passing the finish line, you get to the first turn, fast right-hander. You need to touch the brake a little to make the car turn and accelerate as soon as possible, not touching much of the outside curve. Then you get to turn 3, which is a bit slower. You need to put the car pointing to the exit as soon as possible, as you want a very good exit speed because of the following straight. It's easy to avoid in that turn. Following the straight comes the turn 5, possibly the best overtaking spot, usually braking around the 1 mark and controlling throttle on exit. It's important as you may spin your car. After that, another very slow turn, in which you need to start turning early, because you might go wide. Flat out right-hander then, and another very slow left turn, similar to the turn 5, but you approach it a bit slower than before. This is followed by the carousel, a very fast long right turn that leads to the back straight. If you end this close to the car in front, you might get an overtake attempt there. And then you get to the last part of the circuit, starting with a mid-speed corner to the right side, in which braking at the correct spot and taking the outside curve are key. Flat out left, taking care car doesn't spin because it's easy to have oversteer here. And the final mid-slow speed right corner, in which the exit speed is key because it leads to the finish line. And you may have a overtaking attempt at the end of it. And this is all. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back, and thank you to the guys at Jura for doing that for us. Daniel Lopez been extremely fast this week. Has won a couple of the races and should have won a third if it weren't for a disconnection. I am joined by Andrew Woodhouse now in the commentary box. Hi Andrew, how you doing, buddy?
Good evening, mate. Good evening, everybody. Good to be here. Should have a great racing prospect tonight.
Yeah, Road America, fantastic track, great circuit for overtaking, very challenging, high speed and slow speed sections, so be really, really good. I'm just quickly taking a look at the grid now. We've got Ariel Eduardo Bernardi on pole position, obviously Season 2 Pro, followed by Yuhu Abe, Season 1 Pro, Lee Thompson from UK, currently leading the Class A Championship, so he'll be delighted with that. Third place on the grid, Samuel De La Fuente in 4th place, Rafael Bordoy in 5th. 6th place we've got returning Javier Soto. It's nice to see him back in the car, and he's been here the last few weeks. LJ Garnett in 7th. He'll be very chuffed with that qualifying position. Istvan Steffel in 8th, Matt Hannigan in 9th, and Michele Chesini in 10th place. Colin Cunniff in 11th, Frank Levick in 12th, so a bit of a lockout there for Friction Racing. Danilo in 13th, Marcus in 14th, and Dean Prescott in 15th. Anthony Kopek in 16th, Justin Lindsay 17th, Cyprian in 18th, Raphael in 19th, and Mikkel in 20th. Well, it's a big grid today. 21 we've got Andreas, Kevin in 22nd, and Oli Pakala, Season 1 champion, lines up in 23rd, so we're going to have to watch out for him making his way through the pack, I think.
He's going to have to watch out for everybody else, I think, as well. The very first corner, the first couple of corners at least, very treacherous, a lot of potential for incident. Blown away by Lee Thompson's performances this season, Alex, so far. We've always known he was a good driver, maybe not expecting this out of him though.
No, I mean, he's absolutely on top of the world at the minute with how well he's performed in these opening races, so yeah, I mean, he's got a solid 189 points this week. It seems to me like all the pros have taken all the big points this week, but in this race we're quite low on the pros. Only three, competing. So last race had 6 alone. So this definitely the one where all the big points are to be had. So it's going to be interesting to see how this race pans out. First lap, last race, we saw instant going into turn 1, so as you pointed out, it can happen, and yeah, we'll watch out for that. Just quickly before we get to the grid, let's plug ourselves while we can. Just give a shout out, apexracingleague.com for all your leagues and bits and bobs like that. Follow us on Twitter, Apex Racing TV and ARL TV, GT Omega Racing for your rig needs. And just want to welcome on board our newest sponsor as well, Leo Bodnar, so go and check them out, leobodnar.com. But yeah, thanks to those guys. Revs are building, lights are coming on. Round 5 Grand Prix Series is go, go, go! And it looks like a good start by Yuhu Abe there.
Brilliant start by Abe. Thompson got away slowly, and he's got swallowed up a little bit in the he needs to stay on the inside line. Oh, a bit of contact as the man off into the grass, into the gravel, sorry. Yeah,
Istvan there, off and into the gravel.
I think that's the only casualty of the first corner. This could be some more when we get down to turn 3.
Is that Lee wide there? No, it's not. It's Ariel Eduardo.
Eduardo from pole position. Look at the lead that Abe has, Alex, down towards the hairpin at turn 3.
Yeah, absolutely flying out there already.
Abe's away. Rafa Bordoy up in second place.
Yeah, Lee and Samuel De La Fuente side by side going into turn 6. Not easy through there.
Thompson around the outside. Oh, he's done beautifully there as we head into this trick technical section. Alex as trying to go around the outside. Thompson forced to the inside. Is there a little bit of contact there? Not quite sure. Up into the carousel now.
Yeah, and I think they're closely followed. Not sure who that is right behind him. I think that's Michele, is it? It is indeed.
Chesini, yep. That's a fantastic start from him. He is in. That's now 4th place, 10th on the grid he was.
Yeah, fantastic start. A little bit going off on the first lap, but for the most part, pretty clean. A little bit of tussling. But yeah, Yuhu Abe just flying out there at the minute.
Toto up into 7th. LJ Garnett's in there as well. A little bit wide for Lee as he comes onto the start-finish straight to complete lap 1. Yuhu Abe leads by 3.1 seconds, Alex. That's a nice feeling to have after 1 lap.
Yeah, absolutely. Got himself out of all that trouble. A lot of tussling here and there, and even Rafa Bordoy as well got a great start. He'll be delighted with that. I've got to cut the picture for just a second, and I'm really sorry about this, guys, but I will bring it back in just a moment. Bit of a glitch that I've just noticed.
Colin Cunniff still in the top. Matt Hannigan is in there as well. It was his Fanciful who was in the wars as we've got a move here. Garnett up the inside of now then De La Fuente, I think it was, but he went far too wide and he's now losing positions. He's off into the grass. Garnett spins. Can he keep it out of the wall? He's having all sorts of trouble. And there's a slow car as well in the background. It was Anthony Kopech going slightly slowly.
Yeah, that's a shame for LJ there. He had a good start. I wonder if he's picked up any damage. Let's just have a quick look just to see if we can see. Yeah, toe back, so I'd say he has. Abe though, just absolutely flying. You can't even see anybody else on the same shot at this point. So smashing it out there.
It was 3.1 seconds. I think it's more than that now. As we're waiting for Rafa Bordoy to come through as Abe crests the rise for the second time at lap 3. And he has 4.2 now, flying 36.6. What sort of lap, is that a good lap time for this race?
Yeah, I mean, you base that basically on the best there has been this week, which has been Daniel Lopez, who was flying. I mean, I think he was breaking into the 35s by about lap 2 or 3. So yeah, let's see how he does with that. And so I think that's Dean Prescott, is that, having a little battle there. We've got 2 wide, 2 cars deep.
Huge battle. Frank Levick's in there. Colin Cunniff next to Marcus Storr. And then just behind them it's Justin Lindsay, who's ahead of Ollie Pacala. Helen as well, Mikel Helen. Figueiredo has got himself up to 8th place.
Yeah, it was Justin having a look around the outside there, didn't manage to make it stick.
Dean Prescott in 14th at the moment. He's got Anthony Kopech just behind him. So Kopech's recovered from a little bit of a slow start. Sipin Bruscaru in 16th.
There's a lot of stuff going on at the minute. It's really hard to keep track of where everything's at.
De La Fuente is in the Alex, so possibly damage here. I don't think that's a strategic decision at this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Let's I'll see if I can see what happened with him.
Give a shout out to anybody who is watching the stream. Glad to have you with us tonight. ARL TV, iRacing Grand Prix Series Strength of Field. This is the Road to Pro. Andrew Woodhouse, Alex Simpson with you for the 2nd day in a row.
Yeah, indeed. It's nice to be partnered up together. Unfortunately, I can't see what happened to Samuel. He's I can just see an off track. That was all. Nothing that I can jump back to. So apologies for that.
Back out now, but he is a lap down. LJ Garnett, I don't know if he's back running again. Yeah, he is. He's just exiting the pit lane. So Bernardi as well, who was on pole position, it looks like he's out already. So all in luck for him. You start at the front and you are last after a couple of laps due to damage.
Yeah, I'm guessing De La Fuente had to pit because of contact with Lee. Perhaps he got a bit of suspension damage. He's in again a second time as well, so it looks more and more like it's to do with that.
Yeah, it wasn't clear that there was contact, was it? It was just might have been a bit of a lag hit, but again, it was tough to see.
I don't know, from my screen and my view, it looked like wheel-to-wheel contact. It looked clear, so. But they were fighting hard down there. Nothing more than a racing incident there.
Might just been the camera angle that I had. You get nice custom cameras made for you see. And Lee Thompson in third place, going really, really nicely. I mean, I haven't seen many of the strength of field races during the season, so what sort of results has Lee been having?
Yeah, Lee's been consistently in the top 5 actually, so he'll be delighted with that. But the man who will be more happy than anybody out there is Rafa, sat in P2 with a 3-second gap to Lee as well. That's where that's the person who will be delighted the most. I think Rafa's going to make a late run at Pro, as we see Justin Lindsay looking down this main straight. Looks like he's going to get a move done. He's going to have to go around the outside if he's going to do it.
Lindsay, that's Quintana, isn't it?
Yeah, he thinks better off on it, and actually he's going to be under attack.
That's Stefan, isn't it? Isvan Steffel, sorry. Somebody's on the grass as well. Lindsay in the thick of it here already at Road America. Dean Prescott's in there as well. You can see him with the green helmet.
Yeah,
He's got pressured as well from Kopek.
Yeah, Kopek there having a little look. Dean defending the inside line, keeps the car in the right place. Well done there.
Yeah, Dean almost accidentally gained a position there, trying to lock the inside. As big twitch from Lindsay. Lindsay, we've seen before, Alex, that sometimes in the heat of the racing situation, he maybe doesn't do his best all the time.
Yeah, I think he struggles a little bit with his field of view, single TV, so it's nice and zooms it in. He doesn't really have a good idea what's going on around him. It can be very, very tricky. Those guys, obviously, with 3 screens get spoilt a little bit, so.
Indeed.
It's something that certainly would help him, I'm sure.
Yeah. And I know from racing at Canada last week on my laptop screen that it can be tough with wheel-to-wheel action at times.
Another driver that's dropped down a lot, I'm just seeing here, is Colin Cunniff. Now, Colin did a no-stop race a couple ago, so he was in a good position at that point in time, but yeah, he's dropping way back now.
Cunniff qualified 11th, and he is 11th now. So
yeah.
The veteran of the GP260 series that we ran at ARL TV. And good to see him in the F1 car. He's got Andres Quintana right behind him. And Istvan Steffel, who, he's gone off the track actually. I don't know if there was a bit of contact there, but he's gone off and he spins.
Right in front of Dean Prescott.
Oh, he's going to be furious with that. Because that was terrible driving by Istvan.
Just have a quick look at that back, see what happened.
Prescott gets it back round. I wonder if he managed to get away with it.
Yeah, just having a look at it now, coming down into what is turn 3. Oh yeah, he just catches the rear end of the car in front, goes wide, tries to get the car back onto the track. Yeah, spins it up. Only Dean, I think, is the person he collected. He's just, yeah, unlucky there. Again, a racing incident. Just one of those things.
Istvan has apologised over the chat, so, you know, obviously not an intentional collision. Lee Thompson is catching Rafa Bordo though. Alex, at 8 seconds Rafa is behind Yuho Abe, and Thompson is close to within 1.5 seconds of him.
Yeah, last time by, let's just actually wait for Rafa to go across, and then Lee. Well, actually, Rafa pulled away just a little bit from that one, and Michele's starting to reel in Thompson as well, so perhaps Lee's getting a little bit of pressure, which is stopping him catching up Rafa. But I think these three are going to get closer and closer together. Javier Soto just a little bit, 6 seconds behind this battle at this point.
Yeah, Chesini is right behind Thompson as well, so That's going to be an interesting one to see whether he can make a move at any point. It seems like the new tyre model is really suiting Lee Thompson, Alex. He's transformed. He's so much quicker than he was even a few weeks ago.
Well, yeah, I think it. I think he does like it, but let's not take away the first 2 weeks of the season.
No,
I mean, he's had a fantastic opening couple of races. Just trying to think where we were. Watkins Glen, Indianapolis, got 200 points at both events. So yeah, I think just this season he just seems to have a bit more time, and he's been able to focus a little bit on practicing, and yeah, it's paying off, and he's flying up the top there. So he's got his hands full though, for sure.
Yeah, Michele is putting the pressure on. For those who don't realise, I mean, Lee Thompson was the regular commentator for this exact broadcast last season, wasn't he? So that shows that the talent in the commentary box, well, it's transferred that to the track as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, brilliant commentator. It was a shame to lose him, but certainly couldn't deny him the chance to have a go. So
you had to get me in, didn't you? Instead, so
well,
you had to set up for second best, unfortunately. But meanwhile, Danilo Figueiredo is coming under a lot of pressure from Javier Soto. In fact, I think that might be a position change.
Yeah, Soto was in 5th, so I'm not sure what's going on with Soto.
He's a little bit slower now, so I wonder if he had a mistake on the previous lap. 38.0 last time by, which is about a second a lap slower than what the top 3 are doing.
Soto's fastest lap though is only a 37.7, so I wonder if there's not an alternative strategy being played out here by Soto, perhaps just trying to save the fuel.
Possible, isn't it?
I mean, it's definitely doable. I mean, the guys are basically saying in all the chat and everything else that you've got to save about a lap's worth of fuel. Now, you can do that via turning down the fuel mixture or the engine mapping. But it can be done. Like I said, we've seen Colin Cunniff doing it. I think Richard Avery did it as well. So, you know, it's 40 seconds here in the pit stop. Well, 39, so 46 give or take. So, you know, you can see why drivers will think about doing it. The only real reason we don't is because, you know, there's just not big enough fuel tank. So,
saving that lap of fuel also takes away the chance of going over the yellow line at the end of the pit road, Alex.
Yeah, indeed. We'll say nothing about that pesky yellow line. So, cost me a victory. Way back when.
You know, to be fair though, any excuse to not have to go into the pits is probably a good one on this track, but
yeah,
40
so much time.
Is such a long pit road, isn't it?
It's got Ollie Picala behind him now. Ollie's flying out there as well, so 1.6 seconds faster the last time by. So yeah, he's gonna get by. I mean, Arbe last time by was 35.7, so. He's picking up the pace out there.
Bordeaux was 36.7, Thompson 36.6, Chesini 36.4. He will have had a tiny bit of slipstream there down those long straights to try to make inroads, but not close enough to Thompson yet to make a move. Where's the places, Alex, for those people who've never watched a race at Road America before, where's the best places to overtake on this circuit?
I'd say there's 3 really good places to overtake here. You've got down into turn 1, then turn 5, and then into Canada Corner. So
this is the one just after the kink, isn't it, here?
Yeah, exactly. So guys are just going around the carousel now, not quite flat out with the race fuel on, but just a very small lift, and Ollie would have got quite a bit of a dirty air push going around there, but yeah, through the kink, and now we're coming into Canada Corner, and you can see Ollie just taking to the grass. There's no way to stop this crazy finish.
He's gonna get this.
He'll go through anywhere, through the grass. He don't care. Brilliant. But
yeah, you need to be alongside, really, though, don't you? There, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the key for Ollie was he'd come out of Canada, the carousel really close. So he was able to get such a great drive down there. And he don't stop for anyone.
Fuel strategy in play as well, Alex. That will affect you through the carousel, which is a high-speed corner, high loads. Fuel's going to put strain on the tyres and the car. Throughout that corner, Soto, I don't think he's going to be able to stay with Picala though.
No, I mean, it's just not his strategy. He didn't really defend that overtake at all. Once he got alongside, he just sort of let him have it.
Look at.
But
Sorry.
it's all about not losing time if you're on the no stopper. So
Look at 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th, almost glued together. Cunniff, Kopek, Lindsay, Bruscaru. Then nose to tail.
These guys look like they've got a long back. I think Cunniff at the front is holding these up because he is on this no-stop strategy as well. So everybody needs to get themselves by. He was a bit further up earlier on, so slowly slipping down this pack.
Yep, and good to see Justin Lindsay still in this pack now. Retirements: Bernardi, Steffel, Prescott. Quintana's still going. De La Fuente, I think De La Fuente might be out now anyway. Garnett's still going, one lap down, and Di Paolo just getting out of the way. And now look, Thompson. That's on Bordeaux for position, isn't it? And there's almost contact through turn 1. Now, if Thompson can follow through 2, he's going to have a terrific run down towards this 90-degree left. Slightly tighter than 90 degrees. Is he going to have a go under braking, Alex? Oh, he thinks about it. Notice nobody's taking the wide line anymore this season.
Well, no, the guys still are taking it. It's just, it's pretty much an unwritten rule now that if you're within a second of somebody else, whether it be, well, front or back, that you kind of stick to the normal line because it can just cause so much chaos. So these guys, I mean, you did see Rafa earlier on take the wide line, but now that Lee's caught up to him, he's decided just to keep it inside the white lines.
Okay. Because there is some good sportsmanship going on here.
We've got Dean Prescott down in the ready for an interview channel, so we'll just
is it
quickly.
safe to bring him up now?
Yeah, we'll just quickly have a look, see if Lee's going to get a run.
We'll stick with this for just a moment or two. He's got a. I think he may have a chance down the main straight.
Yeah, he looks pretty close this time by. Perhaps didn't get a good as exit as he might have wanted here. Rafa decided he's going to have to cover the inside already.
You're not going to make it round the outside here very easily. Thompson may attempt this. No. Almost let Chesini through. Oh, now Chesini's got a terrific run. Lee's going to have to block the inside for turn 2. Chesini wasted time there with a half move, didn't he? He just needed to follow through that corner.
Yeah, exactly. Right, Dean, sorry about that. Your teammate looked like he might be having a move for second place, but in the end, nothing comes of it. Rafa just using that wide line, perhaps a bit close there. Yeah, unlucky, mate. We saw what happened with, I think it was Istvan, wasn't it? Just losing it in front of you, going onto the grass, and then trying to recover back to the track a little bit too hastily, just spun in front of you.
Well, you could see there was a train of 5 of us following up, so...
Yeah. There were many cars in the line, and unfortunately you were the one that... was the car completely written off after that?
It was driving, but it was slightly crabbing, so towed it back to the pits in anticipation of some repairs, but none to come, so just packed it up.
Yeah, unlucky, mate. Yeah, it was, the first time you got into one of these 7 o'clock races, normally obviously in here with me doing the old comms, but yeah, it ended pretty quickly.
Yeah, I was quite shocked with the impatience of some people as well. They were just pushing their way through left, right and centre. I think LJ got knocked off at some point ahead of me as well, so... Yeah,
it's a long race, isn't it, though? You don't
exactly.
think you need to make the moves always on the first lap, and 37 laps, I mean, we're not even a third, well, just over 1/3 distance, Alex, and we've been going for 20 odd minutes.
Yeah,
it just seems like
exactly.
everybody wants to get to the front as soon as he can. I mean, guys like Ollie, you can expect that he's a very quick guy, so as you can see, he's up in, what is he, 8th at the minute?
6th.
6th?
Yeah, already. So yeah, while we've been talking, he's just I think he's just got by Danilo, and he's right on the. Yeah, he's coming up quick to Hannigan. So
yeah, those guys, you expect it because they know where they can and can't pass, but people a little bit further back, they're just throwing it left, right and centre, expecting people to pretty much just get out of the way, really.
Yeah, we were talking earlier on, just saying really the main overtaking spots, you've got the 3 at the end of the big straights. It's just not worth doing anything elsewhere, because all it does is cost massive amounts of time and ends up normally in a crash.
Well, at least of them did try to say sorry, but I don't think I'm going to take it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he made contact with the car in front, which is what caused it. So he went in a bit.
Grass, yep.
Yeah, he went in a bit deep. Now Lee Thompson having another little look. He's going to have to go around the outside. I'm not sure he's got the legs straight line wise to get by completely. He's going to have to do it going into turn 5, I think.
He's going to need to follow here, though. He's not going to have to try to even have a look up the inside. That's just wasting time.
He does
This
just
is
that.
lovely. This is a terrific run. Now then, needs to get to the inside as soon as he can.
Yeah, Rafa obviously covering that inside line. Trees are in the way of our view. Side by side they go. It's all about the late breakers.
Oh, Lee thought about turning into the corner. Didn't do it. Now Chesini's up the inside.
Yeah,
He's going to
Chesini.
take 3rd place away from Lee Thompson here.
Yeah,
Terrific
good.
move.
Yeah, it was a great move there from Michele. He saw what was going, held back, and then just dived in on Lee there. So he'll be a bit gutted with that.
Opportunistic driving there from the Italian, and the Englishman goes down to 4th.
Just 5th, would it not be?
4th.
I'm just trying to catch up at the minute. Still pulling my hair out, but
It seems like both of these guys are quicker than Rafa, and but he's doing a great job in just holding them up there. So fighting between themselves.
Yep. I mean, it's not the easiest track to pass on, is it? I mean, I wouldn't say it's a difficult one, but it's not. Still got to be brave and decisive if you're going to make the move.
Yeah, that's the thing there. I mean, Rafa broke perfectly. He just got his braking spot absolutely nailed there. Lee perhaps a little bit hesitant, and but then he was on the outside, so he couldn't turn in, and yeah, Michele just nailed his braking for that corner as well.
Got to try to get up the inside, haven't you, really, to make this work, but so difficult to do. It's such a long straight, it's so easy to cover the line, isn't it? Guy can just stay on the line from the previous corner and just cover that inside. So
yeah, I think if you can get enough of a run to get alongside or just just in front, then that's your chance to really sort of have a move. You can see Matt Hannigan, I think he might even be starting to reel these guys in with all this to-in and fro-in.
35.7 last time for Hannigan, which was about a second quicker than all 3 of these gentlemen here, so he's got every chance of catching this group. Ollie Pakal a couple of tenths slower than Hannigan as well, so still a lot of time left in this race. Lap 15 of 37. Alex, in your opinion, what's the hardest corner on the course?
It's a tricky one, actually. I mean, I always find turn 8 very, very tricky. It's just something about it that wants to over-rotate the car. So we're just on board with Frank Levick. But yeah, I mean, the last corner can also be really, really tricky, but very, very important. I mean, it just sets you up for the longest straight on the track, and just has a habit of wanting to understeer the car through there. So yeah, I'd have to say a combination of those 2 corners. Turn 8 is definitely the hardest slow speed one in my opinion, and then the last corner, sort of the medium speed corner, that's really tricky. Get a little bit too wide onto the curbing, and you know about it.
I remember you saying the very first time you drove this track you fell in love with it straight away. What is it about the track that is so to your liking?
I'm not really sure. I mean, it's just got a great combination, I think, of high speed straights and medium speed corners, and then some slow speed, and it's just got a bit of I think it's just got a bit of everything, and that's what makes it so great. And then plus you've got the chance to overtake as well, so it's a bit of a track that has everything.
Speaking of overtaking, may shortly be getting some more of it from Chesini. He's now actually just half a second behind Rafa Bordeaux, so closing up is the Italian.
Yeah, these guys just dropped Lee a little bit here.
I think Lee might have just, don't know, is he thinking about the championship already?
Oh, we got a back marker there, just coming back on the track in front of them.
That's a bit of a shock to the system on that final corner. It's not exactly a slow corner, is it?
No, not at all. I would imagine Lee Pap's just kicking himself a little bit. He just needs to collect himself and catch back up. Once these guys start battling, he'll be right on them as soon as that happens.
Well, that's it. Only takes a couple of corners side by side. There's a second or two gone for you. So, and now we watch Chesini as he's coming onto the back straight. Can he get enough of a run? He looked like he had good straight line speed earlier. Can he get to the inside before Rafa Bordeaux can counter it? Rafa's not even attempting to hold the line there.
No, I'm not sure if he expected him to get by or not, but
Did he just let him through?
straight up the inside, slam dunk that one.
Not in the same team, are they?
No, totally different team.
Well, history that one, unless Rafa didn't want to get into any conflict and lose time. Chesini's already dropping him, look, you can see visibly already he's dropping back.
Yeah, we'll have to see when these guys pit as well. That could pay out a lot. I mean, just want to put something into perspective here. Yuhu Abe is 21.3 seconds clear last time by, so he's in a different race out there at the minute.
34.6 the last time by. Yeah, consistently in the 35s and now into the mid 34s. He's just in the zone, isn't he? He's just going for it, and he's paying off for him. 21 seconds. I mean, this is the point of the race where you have such a lead. Does the concentration start to waver?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think when I get sort of a nice big lead, even it's all about just racing the clock, trying to get quicker and quicker and quicker, and that gives you something to focus on. And
sometimes you can push too hard.
Well, that's true.
He's going to have to be careful. He's going to have to be careful that doesn't befall him. But the lead's now 22.3 since we've just been talking about him for 30 seconds. So he's an absolute flyer today. And I mean, these guys. I mean, I've only raced in the series for a few weeks, but these guys are good drivers, aren't they, that he's leaving behind?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Yuhu, one of the quickest from season 1, so got his pro license nice and early. I think he finished second in that championship. I might be mistaken, but I think he was second. But he's certainly a driver that's caught a lot of attention in the World Championship Series as well. So
I don't know if you were watching him there, but got a couple of wheels on the grass just as he turned into the last corner, and a couple of inches either way, and that could have been a disaster for him. He needs to be careful he doesn't chase the stopwatch too much. I think Lee Thompson's regained himself, Alex. He's regathered himself, and now only a second behind Rafa, so obviously going for another attempt. Maybe he saw how easily Chesini got past Rafa Bordeaux, and maybe he wants to try and get in on some of that action.
Yeah, I think he needs to get a move done relatively quickly. Well, we're a few laps away from probably the first pit stops, so guys seem to be pitting in. I think the earliest we've seen is lap 20, I think, and then all the way back to about 27. So yeah, these guys are going to be due a pit stop soon.
Yeah, we're over halfway.
We'll want to get the move done.
Again. I don't know if he's quite adhering to this gentleman's agreement. I've seen a few times where Carl's been quite close to him, and he's still taking that wide line. So
yeah, it's very, very off-putting, and he's doing it quite regularly now. If I was Lee, I would just follow suit, because he's perhaps losing a little bit of time just sticking to the normal line. And you have to worry a bit because the closure speed under braking, because you brake a lot later in the straight, taking it in the normal line than what you do there. So you brake earlier and get turned in a lot sooner,
right,
and take a lot more speed through the corner. Yeah, exactly. So very, very different line, and Yeah, it does. When a driver does it in front of me, it certainly, you know, I think about it and just think, oof, got to be careful here. I could end up T-boning them, sort of thing.
Sorry, Alex, Bordeaux got a little bit wide there. He lost a bit of time. Just going slightly onto the dirt and onto the grass, and again, Lee Thompson gets closer and closer as this race continues.
Yeah, Rafa's probably still close enough to Chesini to get enough of a slipstream to defend, so... And Hannigan's catching up these guys as well, and we've got Pacala in the background there as well.
Just about to say that Thompson needs to get on with this, because otherwise he's going to get swallowed up by those guys. This is his chance of a podium finish right here. Needs to get past Bordeaux.
Yeah, he's got a hell of a run here. This is going to be his opportunity. He's going to have to go down the inside.
And Rafa again, not fighting that manoeuvre really. But this time maybe a little bit more around the outside. Oh, he's gone wide there. Oh, careful. He doesn't want to come onto the track spinning. Oh, wide he goes. Thompson trying to go around the outside. He's not going to do that in the carousel. Bordeaux squeezes him. That's not the carousel, sorry. That's the one before it. But
I think Lee had the move there. Just perhaps a little bit nervous. Didn't want to make contact and didn't get his way. Didn't get his way past. I know I'm certainly full foul of that myself sometimes.
I'd have made sure that that car was right in front of him, that he couldn't.
Now he's got a real opportunity to get by. Great run down into Canada corner.
Yeah, and he flashes to the inside line. Does he get his braking done in time? Oh, he's nearly lost it, Thompson. That's 2 attempts in this lap that haven't gone right for him. Is he going to have a go up into the last corner? Bordeaux very defensive now. Extremely defensive. And look at Hannigan.
Yeah, I mean,
right
just,
there.
you can't even see Chesini in this shot anymore, so it just goes to show how much time's lost.
He needs to pass him now. And I think Lee needs to say to hell with it, I'm going round. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful driving by Lee Thompson, eventually gets through.
Yeah, he's got, I think he's probably in a couple of laps time, Lee, as well, so he needs to really get a move on now and try and build a little bit of a lead. These friction racing guys have been going quite a bit longer than others as well, so that'll be real bad news for him.
Arbe's in the pits.
Yeah, Arbe in quite early then.
He's coming out with... he's disappeared.
I'm not sure what's happened there. Yeah, I'm still showing him.
Screen.
I'm still not seeing him moving, so this could flip all around, and this could be Michele Chesini in the lead of this race.
Chesini now takes the lead.
3-second lead over Rafa and Lee the last time by. It just shows how much time they lost fighting that lap.
This means that this is anybody's race, including Lee Thompson, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't count out Ollie Pacala at this point. He's slowly worked his way from the back of the pack.
But if Lee can get a gap here and chase after Chesini now, while those guys are bottled up behind Rafa, possibly he might be able to fight for the win.
Yeah, I think from Lee's point of view now, he'll be hoping that Matt has a little look on Rafa and perhaps holds him up for a few seconds like we saw with those guys.
We all know that he would like a great big heap of 3 cars to be made after these guys do battle, but Pacala is stalking Hannigan now, and now the roles are reversed. Hannigan was slightly quicker earlier on, but now Pacala, what can he do? Tries to make the move for 4th place.
Just want to apologise to Ollie as well. I'm still showing him as
and there's that differential, Alex, between the lines.
Massively different.
Of the lines and the speed, the closing speed that you mentioned, into that turn 3 hairpin.
Yeah, just want to apologise to Ollie actually, because I've still got him down as 10-4 engineer, and obviously he's left and moved over to Twister. So, note to self, I'll change that for next week's broadcast.
Indeed. Sometimes hard to keep up with those things, isn't it, when you're driving the car yourself?
That sounds like a good excuse, I'll take that.
Always happy to help. Now, 5 seconds covers the top 5 here in this terrific race at Road America. It really has been action-packed all the way through. I picked a good race to join the Road to Pro for the first time this season.
Yeah, Lee not pulled away too much, a little bit, but not a lot Rafa, like I say, I'm pretty sure he's going to be popping in this lap because obviously I know the strategies.
There he goes, yeah.
And so's Hannigan and so's Pacala, so it's going to be a race on pit lane. Oh, Ollie just about gets it stopped before going into the back of Hannigan. Actually, I'll stick with Holly because he'll be stopping first, so we'll see.
A war in the pit lane here. Let's see who gets out first. Do not go over the white line, boys. The yellow line, sorry, at the end of the pit lane.
Yeah, very easy just to touch that and just get themselves.
Gotta hit your marks. You can lose so much time by overshooting or not getting far enough into the
really, really quick stop there from.
Pacala's away.
Everyone's away, and they all continue as they were. Actually, no real difference. And here was me hoping for a nice little change around.
I really hope Thompson didn't go over the line there. Perilously close.
Yeah, just look at that. Actually, Hannigan 5.4 second stop, Pacala 5.9, Lee Thompson was 5.6, so nothing between them. Very similar levels of fuel as you would expect. Everybody took tyres
they were. And there was no yellow line violation. I just checked that. And he was fine. So on the long camera shot it looked a bit questionable, but that's all good. You are, babe. Has not returned to the race, so we've lost. Yeah, so he adds to the list of retirements. Quintana is still going, he's 2 laps down. De La Fuente out, Prescott out, Steffel out, and Bernardi, the pole sitter, he's out as well.
Yeah, really this battle between Pacala and Hannigan seems to be main focus on the track at the moment. Everybody else just got a little bit of a gap, and just as the leader pits in, so. And does Rafa pit? No, he continues on, does he? He does.
Yes, indeed. So Chesini is in.
Right, let's see where. And interestingly, Javier Soto,
Yep.
as well, still out there. Now, is he on this strategy? If he is,
well, he's laughing and he's looking at possibly winning this race. Now then, Thompson's keeping the status quo with these two behind. Hannigan, I think he's too busy looking in his mirrors to actually be catching Lee at the moment.
Yeah, I think Lee needs to build up a gap now, just so he's not got Ollie all over him. In a few laps' time, might be able to hold on to this position.
In tremendous competition here, though. And this is it the 5th round? Is it?
Yeah, round 5 of 12. Obviously, the guys get 4 drop rounds as well, so.
Carla thinking about the inside line there. Oh, a little bit of grass, that's just slowed him up a tad.
Yeah, one thing with the Road America, sort of like the tiny little bits of dust and grass and that here, like it's not completely lethal like it is at other places. You can just dip a wheel into the dust, and it's not going to throw you off too much. Maybe a little bit unsettled, but nothing extreme now. Ollie looks really, really close here. I think Matt's going to come under extreme pressure down into Canada corner.
Yep, and he's going for the inside line again. He was almost on the grass again for the 2nd time in this race. Can't really defend that when someone's up the inside there.
No, not at all. The only real way to do it is to get over really early, but as we've seen, Ollie will take to the grass to get that line.
Well, indeed, Pacala. I mean, that potentially could be an illegal overtake, though.
I think if you were talking Formula 1 FIA rules, I think we would. But in the iRacing world, I think it's okay.
Is there a bit of a sportsmanship issue there? You know, a guy blocks inside the track, you pass him on the grass.
Maybe.
Questionable.
I don't think anybody would say anything about it though.
Well, you never know with this series. But anyway, Justin Lindsay pitted a lap ago. He's down in 14th place now. Colin Cunniff in 8th place. One of our ARL veterans doing a good job. We do have one up in the top 4, Lee Thompson. But you're right, Javier Soto.
I mean, he's got a massive gap, so I would be surprised if he's on a no-stop. I mean, a no-stop was never going to work like this much. They're always really, really close after they pitted, but I know the guys were fighting, so
You can see why.
I can't see it. I think he's just really heavy and he's going to go quite long, but I don't think he's going all the way.
You can see why Rafa Bordoy was maybe making those passes slightly easy for his opponents, because he's now has the advantage of a light car, and he's surely pitting. The lap times he's doing, he's surely going to pit soon. And
yeah, 34.8 last time by, so
there was no reason to get involved, was there, with Thompson or with Chesini, because he knew that he could go longer and get this overcut. Quite a sizable one.
Yes, whether or not he will get past Michele again or not here, so...
Well, the gap is up to 35.5 seconds, so very, very possible that this could be working out terrifically well for Rafa Bordoy.
Yeah, this is probably why Rafa was trying to defend very, very heavily in those early laps, just to make this strategy work as best as it could, but later on, like you say, he'd already done what he needed to do and felt confident.
Lee Thompson can see Ollie Picala now in his mirror, as you can see the pin closing, not quickly, but in fact Lee was actually quicker that last lap, so Thompson's fighting hard to try and get this 4th place. Still can see Chesini up the road.
Rafa stays out another lap.
In fact, Thompson was 7/10 quicker than Chesini the last lap, the last time round, so could still be a fight on for the last podium position.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's done and dusted yet with Soto. He continues on another one. Like I say, lap 27 is about the longest I've seen anyone go. Now, I mean, Soto was really quick. What's he this time? 25.2. Sorry, 35.2 even.
Yep. Same for Rafa.
It just seems a little bit too quick at this point in the race if he was going to do a no stop.
Difficult one though. There's only 10 laps left. But Chesini that time 36.3, Thompson 35.9, Picala 35.6, Hannigan 36.3. So Thompson and Picala reeling Chesini in here.
Yeah, and Chesini's got a little bit of lap traffic as well to deal with. Not sure he's going to get it on by the straight, so he's going to be held up through this sector. No, the guy slows down well there. So
remains to be seen exactly how that might come into play. This track doesn't look like it's such a difficult track to overtake the traffic on.
You'd be surprised actually, some of the guys will let you go in some very, very random places that cost you bucket loads of time. So yeah, very, very weird one for traffic.
Yeah, I haven't been in the car this week, unfortunately, so don't really have much experience of the circuit in this car, but terrific track, and it's provides some great action. Once again on ARL TV, we always seem to get the good races here on the Sunday evening. Glad everybody's with us.
Yeah, it's been, I have to say, the racing has been quite a jump up in the level of sort of what the race is like since the new build as well. Guys are willing to tussle a little bit more, and the side-by-side battles seem to be a little bit more frequent. It just seems like everybody's a little bit happier with how the car handles, and they're not expecting it to do anything crazy. So,
you can actually
and
race the car
Rafa's
now,
still
though.
out there as well. 10 laps remaining, and still he's out there. So 37 seconds now. One more lap, and I think he would retain. Well, he'll get the lead back here. So, actually, I think it's the first time he'll be in the lead. So, and Soto's still out there as well.
I mean, Rafa. Well, the thing, it all depends on what Soto does, really, doesn't it? That's the be all and end all here. And it's possible that he would have challenged, if not defeated, Abe as well.
Yeah, it's quite possible. I mean,
it would have been very close.
Yeah, I mean, he's 20 seconds ahead of Michele, so yeah, I mean, he would have been very, very close.
Abe still, he's decided not to return, it seems. Good to see LJ Garnett still going. He's in 16th place.
Yeah, obviously LJ suffered problems early on in the race.
Every point is important though in this series, as you can, like I say, this is the Road to Pro.
Yeah, LJ got
It's not always
187, I think, earlier on in this week, so he'll be pretty happy with that as a result. Gutted, because I know he was going quite long and could have potentially had a good race. But yeah, it's hard to tell what would have gone on with the rest of this race. Now, Pacala is slowly reeling in Thompson. Last time they were almost identical, but this time it looks like a lot quicker from...
Yeah, 6
yeah,
tenths.
it was
of a second.
6 tenths.
So now Pacala will start to get these slipstreams down these long straights.
Soto's pitted, so he's been in. And so has Rafa, but he's showing us in 6th place, so I'm not sure what happened there with Rafa's stop. Very long.
Pit.
I wonder if you can just have a...
behind. In fact, Soto, I don't think Soto's been in at all, has he? No,
Yeah,
he
Soto's in.
has
Soto's
for a
in.
short stop.
I wonder if you can just take a quick look back and see what happened to Rafa. Did he get speeding penalty or anything? Oh, and he
I'll have a
spun
look.
actually, coming out of
Oh,
turn
he's spun
5.
now.
I
now
think
coming
that's
out.
Colin Cunniff going through there as well. So Colin, a driver yet to pit, so he's definitely working that no-stop strategy.
You called that though a few laps into the race. You said that Colin Cunniff just looked slightly slower, and that indicated the no-stopper. So
Yeah, Lee
very
Thompson
good
now
effort
coming
by
under a lot of pressure.
yeah, is he going to be able to hold the Finn off? This is Pacala's favourite overtaking position through the Canada corner, as you said. And so we have a Finn and an Englishman through a Canadian corner on an American track. Only here on ARL TV.
Yeah, all doing it from their
From their living room.
yeah, from home.
Exactly. And side by side now, over the start-finish line. Looks like Pacala's got slight speed advantage, but is he going to be brave enough to take this round the outside? Thompson tried to fight it. Now, can Thompson stay with him and maybe get some revenge down into the hairpin?
Well, I mean, if I was Lee, I mean, what I would do is just stay
Go for
tucked. Well, no, I would stay tucked up behind Ollie. He is so fast, and he will bring him towards Michele unless Lee.
Oh, I think he outbraked himself as well there.
Avoids the contact, but yeah, he's lost that momentum. He had that slipstream, so yeah, as I was saying, if he'd have stuck really close to him, he's had potential to get dragged up to the back of Michele, and maybe in these last 8 laps would have had a chance.
Well, you're a pro driver and I'm a noob. Decisions like that, you see. No, Thompson, I think that was the right decision. I mean, Pacala, as you say, he's very, very fast at the moment. Could have even given him a chance to finish second, Lee, so still can do that. 7 laps to go, it's not over yet.
Yeah, he lost a lot of time there, though.
Chesini's times haven't been setting the world on fire, though, have they, in this stint?
No, I mean Lee half a second quicker last lap, so no, it wasn't actually. It was the other way around. So yeah, quick enough. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'll just give a little rundown of the order then. As we stand after 30 laps, Michele Chesini then leads. He's 4.3 seconds ahead of Ollie Pacala. He's ahead of Lee Thompson of AR UK. He's in 3rd. Matt Hannigan 4th. Thompson's dropped way back. Thompson's dropped way back from Pacala. He's lost about 4 seconds on that lap. So his last lap was a 1:40. Now you can see Matt Hannigan's right on his gearbox. Don't know what happened to Lee there.
I don't see any damage on Lee's car, so and he is down into 4th. So
I don't know what happened there. It's almost impossible to tell. There was nothing noticeable. I didn't see him go off the track. In fact, Hannigan's through. Hannigan is through. So what on earth's going on there, do you think?
yeah, I'm not sure at all. I can only imagine it must be
Fuel issue?
front wing damage or something like that that's caused it, where he perhaps just touched him. I don't see anything, but yeah.
Would front wing damage cost you 4 seconds a lap though? I mean, I don't think.
Could do. I mean,
I mean,
look, he's
although
suffering
his
with
understeer might
massive
help
understeer there through the carousel.
If he can adjust his brake bias, Alex says Soto's quite brave, still trying to pass through there, even though. But if he can adjust his brake bias, maybe he can combat some of that understeer. Looks fairly major from where we're sitting though.
Yeah,
They'll only
huge,
get more of it following Soto.
yeah, huge problem. Will he be able to hold on for 7 laps? I'm not sure he's going to be able to sort of hold on to this 5th place.
Justin Lindsay has had an accident, Alex, with now then Michele Helen down into the hairpin. Lindsay on the inside line. Oh, he loses it coming into the corner and gets rear-ended by Michele. Don't know if you can watch, if you want to watch that back, but that's where Justin Lindsay has lost. In fact, he didn't lose any positions from that, but he'll have gained a lot of damage.
Yeah, just actually having a quick look at Ollie Picalo here for last time by he actually lost 0.2 of a second, so the front 3 are looking pretty solid at the moment with where they're going to be. It's really all about whether or not Colin Cunniff is going to catch up Lee Thompson.
And he will. He will, because Thompson's in the 40s and he doesn't look like he's getting any quicker, so but this will be so disappointing for Thompson. He could end up he could potentially end up at the bottom end of the top 10 after such a great run.
Yeah, unfortunately, if he picked up damage when he did sort of outbrake himself down into that corner, it's only of his own doing. He'll kill me for saying that, but
It did look like he avoided the contact though.
yeah, no damage on Ollie's car, so yeah, you know, normally you see that, don't you? Big damage if somebody hits you from the rear wing, so
Yeah, because there's no other real reason why he would be going slowly at this point. You know, it's obviously not fuel because he's still running. Obviously not a tyre issue. Nothing that can be fixed by coming to the pits. You probably wouldn't want to at this point anyway with only 5 laps to go. So looks like he's just going to stick it out. We'll see what his lap time was this time. 39.6, so slightly better. But it looks like Cunniff and Rafa Bordoy as well, who's
Yeah,
actually
and
going on the inside of Cunniff.
I think Frank will get him as well.
So Bordoy overtakes Cunniff for 6th.
Yeah,
That was
obviously
pretty easy,
Bordeaux
Alex.
recovering from his spin and extremely long pit stop that he had.
Cunniff's teammate Frank Levick not too far behind. So good run by these boys here. Friction racing, is it? Did you say?
Yeah, it is indeed.
Cunniff nearly loses it in the hairpin. Colin in the GP260 series had a habit of getting into good positions and then spinning off, didn't he?
Yeah, that was pretty much Colin's MO for the series, wasn't it?
I hope he doesn't do that now, or he looks like he's trying really hard to spin off by going on the grass at nearly every opportunity. So I hope he doesn't come a cropper there. He's certainly going to feel pressure with his teammate behind him, though.
I wonder if you can just spot what Lee's straight line speed is at the moment. Andrew, obviously I can't see it from...
288, 990. Much slower than...
Oh god, it's like 10 or 12
10
kilometres an hour slower.
I saw him do 308 kilometres an hour on his own earlier on down that straight, down into Canada corner. So yeah, he's in serious trouble. I don't know what would happen. What happened? He didn't hit anything hard, at least. Surely he didn't hit anything hard enough to sustain this damage. And these two are just going to breeze past him now. He can try and defend the inside line. He might manage to hold one of them off down into turn 1. But he's not going to do it. I mean, if he stays in the slipstream, it might help him out a little bit. And he goes wide as well there. That's going to lose him the place to Frank Levitt, the 4th. Oh, and almost contact there. He doesn't want to throw the entire result away by doing something silly.
Yeah, he just need, at Lee's point of view now, he just needs to hold on and just make sure that he gets a reasonable finish and doesn't lose any iRacing or anything like that. But he'll be gutted with that because there was many points up for grabs there.
I understand it's such a frustrating situation. Yeah, it happened to me last weekend in Montreal. I got some front wing damage and then the rest of the race was quite a battle. So I know what Lee Thompson's going through, but fortunately I didn't have 4 seconds a lap worth of damage.
Yeah, it's all about Michele at the front though. He's just holding his own there. I don't think Ollie's going to get up to him. 4 laps remaining. He's drove a great race. I mean, he made that move past Rafa and Lee. Well, the overtake on Lee was probably the most impressive, but then on Rafa as well, got himself into a good position, built a little gap up while those guys were fighting, and Yeah, he's been pretty comfortable the rest of the race. 3 laps remaining.
Well, yeah, because what else he has done is, in the middle part of the race where other people were fighting and, the round the pit stops and whatever, Chesini, we said his pace wasn't setting anything on fire, but maybe he was just controlling his pace, making sure he didn't do anything stupid. And he could see that this is a great opportunity to try to win this race. And looks like with 3 to go, well, although Pacala gained a second on him on that previous lap, so maybe it's not all done and dusted just yet, my friend.
Yeah, 3.3 seconds.
Oh, Chesini nearly loses it.
Perhaps getting a little bit nervous with Ollie catching him up at such a rate of knots.
Yeah, this will probably be his first win in the series, at least in the definitely in the top split. So, well, if he can pull this one off, he'll have done a terrific job. Let's not forget Yuho Abe had a huge lead before whatever happened to him earlier on. I don't know whether it was an intentional retirement or a disconnection. But
yeah, it was strange because he drove into the pits and then just never come out. So I really don't know what happened.
He has done. I think he might have done. I'm sure he's done things like this before. Maybe he doesn't want to affect the championship, or
no, I don't know. Let's just take a lap on board with Michele here as he comes up the straight.
Let's face
Caterpillar Bridge.
Let's face it though, if Yuho had sort of intentionally retired from the race, then that's a position that could have potentially gone to someone else, isn't it?
Yeah, true. Yeah, into turn 1, down 2, 3 gears maybe, 4th gear corner. Yeah, up into all the way to 6th gear, back down into 3rd for turn 3. Yeah, beautiful. Just clips the apex on the inside, runs out wide using all the curb.
Sorry to interrupt, but
power
that was
nice
another half second there, Alex, the last lap, so Pacala's not giving up, sorry.
That's alright, yeah, braking down into turn 5. Again, using all the track on the outside on the exit, but not choosing to use the wide line. Just gives a little bit of an oversteer moment in the uphill. Tricky turn 6. Flat out through the right-hander into my worst corner, turn 8. Okay, looks absolutely fine around there. Perhaps not on the power as early, so he's just controlling his pace out here through this carousel corner. Car looks nice and planted around there, nice, solid through the kink, flat out, no need to lift through there. Reaching probably about 304 kilometers an hour by the time we reach this braking point. Look for the 2 marker, down hard into Canada corner. Now we just got this left-hander turn 13A, I think it is, flat out through that brake. Nice and early for this tricky last corner. Use the curbing on the outside. Yeah, great lap from Michele. Looks very, very controlled. I can't see in the last lap that Ollie's going to get any kind of position on him to make a move.
No, I mean another half second on that lap, but Chesini, that looked like a nice lap, especially in the last sector. His car looked like it had a lot of grip, tiny bit of oversteer, but that's the fast way around the track. So Chesini leads by 2.2. This is the final lap. Pacala in second, Hannigan third. He's dropped off the pace quite a lot in this last stint. Soto fourth. Rafa Bordoy after what must have been a shocking pit stop in fifth. Frank Levick in sixth. Colin Cunniff. In fact, Levick's just got Cunniff, so sixth and seventh for friction. Danilo Figueiredo, we've not seen anything of him so far in this race, really. But he's now ahead of Lee Thompson. Disastrous last few laps for Lee. He probably will hold on to ninth, but that was not what he wanted at all.
Just goes to show, I mean, perhaps something needs to be worked on the damage model there, because that was so minor, and to cause that kind of, we've seen it in we've seen it in the real racing where, they get a little bit of front wing damage, and sometimes they go faster, not slower. So
look at Vettel's car in Brazil last year.
Yeah,
had
exactly.
a hole in the side of it.
But it's all about this man, really. Michele's going to hold on to this victory, going through the last corner now. He's got Twister Racing of Ollie Pacala closed him right down, but there's nothing he can do. As long as he doesn't run out of fuel, that is. We have seen people be close. But finishes for his first Road to Pro victory. Congratulations, great race.
Great effort by Chesini.
Matt Hannigan coming across as well for third place and podium. He'll be delighted with that. Gets his championship back on track. Javier Soto in 4th place. He'll also be delighted. Rafa's going to come across in 5th. Let's just go back and see Colin Cunniff. He's 7th actually. Frank Levick did get him, didn't he? So, yeah.
Yep.
And
On the
then
last lap, it looked like it's turn 1, so very difficult one for Cunniff there. Losing to your
Figueredo in
teammate.
8th. And then, like we said, Lee Thompson in 9th. And just about hard on out, he'll be guided with that.
He stopped the car straight away. He's going to be furious, I think, unfortunately for Lee. But such a minor accident that, if it was even an accident, because there was no contact on my screen at least. So Marcus Stowe rounds out the top 10. Antti Kopek is 11th. Cyprian Buscaru comes over for 12th, ahead of Kevin Daniels and Justin Lindsay, who finished 14th. And the last of the runners on the lead lap. Justin struggled in that second stint, didn't he? He was going well in the first.
Yeah, he was. And
he had a crash though, didn't he? That's right.
That was the thing, I think, wasn't it? Yeah.
Explains that. So, it was a terrific race, Alex. I really enjoyed that, and a great advert for this series.
Yeah, absolutely. We're probably going to have a few guys come in for an interview, but we'll go to a quick break and we'll be right back, and we'll chat to some of the guys.
All right.
Take your hobby to the next level with a quality racing rig that works great with a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PC. GT Omega Racing Simulator is compatible with a wide range of steering wheels, including Logitech, Fanatic, Thrustmaster, and more. The GT Omega is available now worldwide by going to www.gtomegaracing.com.
Welcome back to ARL TV. Just trying to get the session replay up now. Right, we do have Lee Thompson actually. He's jumped in really quickly, so let's drag him up for interview, find out exactly what happened there, because we didn't quite see. Lee, you there, mate?
Yes, hello guys.
Well,
Hello, Lee. Welcome back to your spiritual home, the commentary box.
Thank you, Andrew. I hope you've been looking after it well for me.
I have. Yeah, what happened there, mate? We saw that. We didn't see anything noticeable on the stream. So, what caused that damage?
I'm just talking to Ollie at the minute in chat, but he got past me very close in turn 1. And I stayed relatively close to him, then leading up towards, was it turn 4? And he braked super early, even with me braking early. I just went straight in the back of him. So he's saying he lost his braking spot, and he practically stopped in the corner, and cost me. Where did he finish? 2nd, so perhaps 3rd position. So yeah, not particularly happy at the minute, but I'll have a look at a replay, and perhaps it wasn't as severe as it felt at the time.
Right, I'm just having a look at the replay now, so I'll be able to let you know.
yeah, I mean, just when we were calling it a race, it looked.
On the replay, you didn't touch. Like, to me, you didn't touch him on the replay.
Yeah, it looked like you didn't actually touch him. We couldn't even see any
I'm looking
damage,
from
so we were surprised, and obviously we couldn't tell that Ollie perhaps braked a little bit early and missed his point.
I only
If
got zero contact, so it wasn't a hard hit from my end, but it was enough to break the wing.
Yeah, Alex, if you look at bring up a T-cam view or something like that, you'll see that very straight.
I would love to be able to do that, but I can't get the kind of controls to do that while broadcasting, I'm afraid.
You don't change the cameras.
Yeah, but I can't zoom in on a particular bit. Anyway, Lee,
Right.
the rest of the race though, you're doing good. Everything looked pretty much like it was going to plan, and perhaps not not the final result you want, but definitely you must be fairly confident as well. This is another week, 5th week in a row now that you're showing that you've got good pace up there, and we've got another race still to come. So hopefully you can get your 200 point, but 189 as it's already been. Still been a pretty decent week for you.
Yeah, it's okay, but of course my expectations due to the previous 4 weeks have now dramatically changed. So yeah, I want 200 points, and it should have been on that race. Yeah, very quickly, the rest of the race was really good. caught a bit behind Rafa Bordoy, which obviously turned out because he went super long. Bit sketchy into turn 1 on one occasion when I was on the outside and I got eased across, but otherwise it was lots of fun with everyone, including Ollie when he came past, very close between us as well. Just a shame, shame it didn't work out.
I do have to say though, Lee, I've not watched you in a race for a long time, and it does make a nice change to not see somebody hit you off in the first lap.
Yeah, I just waited till the last lap instead of pressing.
Well, it's just, it was, but it was nice to see you fighting at the front. And I mean, I'm new to this car this season, and obviously you've been in this car a little bit before. And what's changed this year then? Where's this extra pace come from?
A few things have changed, so it's difficult to necessarily know what it is. Obviously, we've got the new tyre model, but then even when the 4.5 came in, I'd already got a couple of 200 pointers there, so perhaps it's not that. I've got a nice shiny new rig courtesy of GT Omega Racing, thank you very much. So I'm now using triple screens, so I wouldn't like to say that's made me quicker on a single lap, but it certainly is easier, all those battles. I'm not sure what it is. I think obviously some of it is, the 10 pro drivers from last season are buggered off, so everyone shifts forward and it feels a bit different, but it's more consistent, which only helps.
Your times are very good though, I'm sure Alex will agree, being the team boss as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in the qualifying time you put in this week, was stunning. So yeah, well done on that. And let's hope for more of that. Phillip Island up next. What's your thoughts on that track?
It's not one I've run often. So bit of Star Mazda, bit of GP260. Maybe it's been a bit on and off the F1 schedule, isn't it? So maybe I've run it once in the F1 car. I've found it fairly tough before, so we'll see how we go this season.
I have a feeling that will be a lot better on this new tyre model anyway. So it used to be a bit of a nightmare, didn't it, Alex, back in the day?
Yeah, it did. But I've always been it's always been a favourite of mine, and I seem to have a setup that seems to transverse the different builds every time, and only need little tweaks. So let's hope that we can bolt that onto the car, and it works pretty well with just some adjustments. So yeah, fingers crossed on that one. But yeah, unlucky for that race there, mate. Best of luck in the next one later on tonight, and again for Phillip Island. And we'll see you then. But before you go, anyone else you want to give a shout out to?
No, we'll say GT Omega, as we've already called out. Yourself, of course, Alex, for working so hard on the setups as you end up doing for the team most weeks. It's what I end up relying on, unfortunately. Like I say, looking forward to next week, Phillip Island.
Alright, Lee, thanks a lot, mate. We can see you then.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Right, now...
Quite gutted for Lee. Just for once, I'd like to interview him when it's gone completely right for him,
That was
Right, we have the whole Friction Racing lads in here, so let's drag them up here and make them all do an interview and slag each other off and put their foot in it. So, right, we'll start off with Matt. How you doing, buddy? Tell us a little bit about your race. You must be pretty happy with that result.
It was. I don't know really. I seemed to have got a terrible start, but thankfully, Colin didn't drive into the back of me. And then, I don't know really, I just avoided the carnage. Well, they're going down the second straight, I don't know what Ariel was doing, but sort of like swerved in front of me, slowed down, I don't know. And then he almost took everyone out in turn 1 of the next lap, did he, as well? Slowing in the middle of the corner? I don't know. But
I will have a look. I'll have a little look at that.
His first race back, obviously, you seem to be winning the second splits, were you, when we're having the 3 splits, so you're back in the top split. You must have been happy to see that as a starting point. But then, just like you say, you didn't get such a great start, so you must be delighted to have come back from where you were to get, 3rd place. I haven't seen the points yet, but I'm betting they're pretty decent.
221 points. I think. I don't know really how I managed to get up where I did. I was surprised. I thought Javier and Rafa were like 0 stopping or something really, because I was a lot quicker than Javier at the start, a few laps. So I assumed he'd had damage or was 1 stopping, but I guess he was just very heavy and then sort of fell into place.
Yeah, I thought we were calling it as well, and we thought, just looking at Javier's lap times, that he was no stopping as well. So I was a bit surprised. I mean, 37s and 38s to start off with. I thought that was slam dunk no stop pace. So yeah, very very
Did he have
surprised.
damage?
Not that I could tell. I mean, he might have done, I guess, a bit of front wing damage, and then obviously when he pitted, that's why he picked the pace up a bit. I don't know.
Yeah, it was good fun fighting with him. It was very fair, very clean, and yeah, it was great.
And
Third step on the podium, you must be really happy with that.
obviously you went from a different strategy to Colin. Colin, if I can just bring you in now, you've made the no stop work a couple of times this week, and you know, I basically clocked it quite early on that you were going for it again. So yeah, well, first off, congrats for even making the no stop work, because you know you have to save fuel to do it.
My brain was going mad all through the whole race, just though can I make it like I was actually I just crossed the line, and then we got the blip that said that it was actually out of fuel, so it was just like any more than that was me, I was going.
Especially we were saying on the uphill finish as well, Colin, you know, when we've seen people run out of fuel there. I think we saw in the GP260 somebody ran out of gas there as well, and in the V8, so you cannot afford to be short on this track.
No.
At all.
No, but I just I actually set up iSpeed on my phone just so that I could monitor the fuel constantly.
Yep.
That was the only way that I was going to be able to do it.
I'm going to be a little bit mischievous now. You had a good little battle with Frank there at the end. What was the? Walk us through that.
Was, we arranged on their own channel. Well, Frank's going for pro. I'm not really. So I said that before the end I'll let you go. Just every little point helps. So yeah. I just thought, like I say, I'm not good enough to be able to make the pro yet. So I thought it was better just helping Frank get more points.
A good showing from myself today, anyway, mate. So keep going like this, and you never know.
I'm happy.
And Frank, just to throw the microphone over to you, per se. How were you? How are you for that race? Did you enjoy that one? Happy with the result?
Yeah, it was a very busy start. I couldn't believe that nothing major really happened. Really happy to. It was actually a very entertaining race. Glad to end up where I finished.
Yeah, there were big packs of you at the very beginning of the race. What was that like? You know, battling. Somebody said on the chat it was like it was a DRS battle. There's so much passing. Take us through that.
I don't think I did much passing at the start, but I do remember. I believe I was side by side with Danilo for quite a few turns, and I ended up taking it safe because everyone was drafting off everyone else, and all we needed was someone to rear end someone. So I just backed off, but it was very fast going through some of the corners here.
Well, next week we're on to Phillip Island. How are you guys looking forward to that one?
Never raced it, who knows?
It's been a while. I think it was GP260 was the last one at Phillip Island.
I just bought the track.
Also,
this is going well so far, isn't it? A lot of practice for you boys this week, then.
Yes,
like it, yeah.
As always.
Well, guys, I wish you all the best of luck for that one. And Matt, do you want to do the usual shout out for the team sponsors?
Oh, yeah, can do. RC, they're amazing. Frank, is your wife watching today?
Yeah, she's right here.
Congratulations on being having a kid on the way.
Congrats on that.
I guess.
We've had a lot of wives watching the broadcast this week, Alex, haven't we?
Yeah, the V8 supercar. We had some as well, and shout outs, and one that says they're going to join. So.
ARL TV. Let the ladies' choice.
Right, thanks very much, gentlemen. We'll let you go and have a good old chat and debrief. And any of you going to do the next one? Last little question.
Oh, I'm spent, but it's okay.
I don't know. I've had 3 races in a row with no stops, so
yeah.
I might see how I get on. But
yeah,
I don't
you
know
deserve a break.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. See you next week, and wish you all the best of luck.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, fellas. I wasn't quite sure, Alex, whether to mention that the increase in our female viewership coincides with my return to the commentary box. You see.
Oh dear, you didn't just go there, did you?
I did, but you know, there you go. Make of that what you will.
We'll say nothing.
Good chat with the Friction boys, though. There's obviously a good team spirit there, and no friction between them, which is good. And they're going to be fighting, and they're obviously improving. And we know Colin's a good driver, don't we, from the past? So
yeah, certainly one to watch out for in the future. He says he's not good enough now, but I can certainly see it, coming a bit later on.
Well, 26 seconds off the lead after 37 laps. It's a pretty good effort to me. So, yeah, excellent. We got anybody else before we finish?
No one else. So let's just wrap it up. And who would you call driver of the day really today?
Oh well. I mean, Ollie came from the back, didn't he, to finish second? He's 6/10 behind. I think you've got to give it to Michele though for his first win. I mean, how can you take? You can't take the driver of the day away from someone who has their first win in the series. So
no, not at all. Yeah,
congratulations.
Great drive. Did some overtaking, so it wasn't a slam dunk for him or anything like that. Start to finish, worked hard. Yes, you who disconnected, but he was there, and
there was a lot of pressure
result
on him at the end there, and he didn't cave into it. So brilliant.
Yeah, right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll be back next week for round 6 at Phillip Island. But I've been Alex Simpson. I've been joined by Andrew Woodhouse. Andrew, you gonna jump in next week, maybe?
I will try. I will see. But it's been really enjoyable. I'm more inclined to come back next week. I might be in the car next week, though. So I don't know.
Well, there we go. Right. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next week for Phillip Island.
Yeah, guys.
Race fans, it's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Drivers, start your engines!
Michael Conti comes up at a corner number 4 in the check.